Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Fightins Final, the first time we've ever done a pregame show with your boy Matty B, alongside Big Al, and our newest member of the final crew, Mr. Sal G. Is it Sally G or Sal G?
Sal G.
Sal G.
No Sally G. You don't like that one?
And we are live and direct from the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar here in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Forgive me for my ignorance, Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Is this Delaware County, Delco, or Delaware?
It's Delco.
Delco.
Delco. You know better.
Delco? Okay.
This guy's from the Northeast. You're pretty much Delco. You're the Stranger Things version of Delco.
Well, you told me that Villanova is in Delaware County,
parts of
Delco.
Well, there's a whole theory between Delco and Delaware County. We'll get that later.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting off topic. Welcome to the Fightins Final, the first live pregame show we've ever done, and I want to thank our beautiful sponsors and our host here today. It's gorgeous setup. I don't know why you're not down here, folks. You have the opportunity not only to be part of this opportunity to see the streetlight, but you can meet me. I'm here live.
Signing autographs?
I'm signing autographs, kissing babies. Well, if that's not cool anymore, I won't.
Is that why the cops were here earlier?
I mean,
I was going to say that lady was probably very mad at you for kissing her baby without asking.
But anyway, yeah, come on down before they haul me away, and you can meet me. And it's great to be here, Al. We got ourselves a baseball game today. We got ourselves a potential season series sweep. The Phillies, who won their first series of the season by yesterday's victory over the Nationals, have an opportunity today to actually sweep them. How are we feeling today as we get ready for this game?
I'm going to say confident. Very, very confident. I mean, listen, the Nationals are a bad team. Just call it for what it is. They're a bad team. They're just going out there, going through the motions. I don't even know what they're trying to do. But the Phillies, clunky start. Let's call it for what it is. A very clunky start. Not the way we want to start, especially against. I think what amplified the clunkiness of the start is the fact it was against the Braves.
All right.
And then the bad weather and the bats being cold as the weather was against the Reds. Then it was nice to see Bryce Harper break out and kind of back into it. But this is called a get right series, maybe. Let them remind them who they are and what they can do.
Yeah, no, and it's been really good to see the Phillies, and that's what I've kind of been hearing a lot, Sal, over the last day or so, is that these are the games we're supposed to win anyway. And taking advantage of the soft part of the schedule, which we've debated this already this year. There is no soft part of any baseball schedule in April. Everybody thinks they're going to win a World Series in April. There's no team out there.
Yeah, they're all in it.
Yeah, that thinks they're not going to win a World Series in April. But Sal, what have you seen differently from this team, the Phillies, over the Nationals versus what you did not see against the Reds or the Braves?
To me, guys, I mean, I don't want to bash anybody on the Nationals, but they look like a quad A squad. I mean, let's be real here. Their best player on the team is C.J. Abrams, and I think he's out with injury right now. The team is filled with throwbacks, also-rans, has-beens. The Phillies, it's tough to win every game against bad opponents because it's baseball. There's 162 games, so the Phillies should be able to sweep today. But if they lose, I'm not going to go nuts about it because they did win the series. That's all that's important. Take it 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 of every series that they play. The Reds and the Braves, they're obviously higher quality opponents. They're playoff contenders. The Nationals are going to be basement dwellers. They're probably going to be last in the East unless Miami, who hasn't won a game yet, decides to stay in the cellar. But I like what I'm seeing so far from the Phils. I like them to sweep. If they don't, the world's not going to end. So I'm still happy.
Well, it's nice as it's a series of firsts.
Right.
We start to see the bullpen kind of settle in after being kind of rocked the first couple of games. You get to see, you got rid of Brogdon, got to move on from that situation, which I'm sure, Matty, we're going to talk about in a few. And kind of the ship came out rocky, right? and it's steadying itself in the process.
Yeah.
Keith's chiming in saying, "Shaking babies and kissing hands." I would not advise the shaking babies part.
Did I say shaking babies?
No.
No, I didn't. I did not say
No.
that. I don't know if that's better, but Al, let's turn our attention to today's pitching matchup. The one aspect of the Phillies, I think that we all can agree, is it's actually been pretty good is their starting pitching, with the exception of the Aaron Nola Game 2 start.
Yeah.
But today, Christopher Sanchez, the savior from last season. Say what you want about Christopher Sanchez. Tell me what you want about him all you want. But he saved the rotation last season by providing that back end stability that we were dying for all year. He comes out for his second start of the season. He'll be opposed by Mackenzie Gore. Sanchez 0-0, Gore 0-0. Sanchez with a 3.60 ERA and Gore 5.06 entering today's contest. How pleasantly surprised, if at all, Al, have you been with the Phillies starting rotation this season?
I wouldn't say surprised. I mean, I kind of expected it. Like I know I had a lot of arguments with different people throughout the network talking about the Phillies leading up to it, and everybody really wanted another starting pitcher, which I did. I was big on getting Jordan Montgomery in here, or another pitcher.
Yeah, didn't you put money on that?
I didn't put money on it, but I said bank on it, and I guess thank God I didn't put money down because I'd be broke right now. But I can't believe it's Giants. Whatever. Beside the point. But Zach Wheeler, one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball, even in the last at least 5 years, always tops in the league. Aaron Nola, when he's on. So I was hoping maybe now this year, not having to worry about getting a contract, not getting a what my future is going to look like. Maybe we get a little bit more of a steady Eddie Aaron Nola. The third spot with Ranger, not worried about it. Walker was my question mark. Especially now with the injuries, we were really worried about. But even coming into it, what was the deal with the whole Walker from the postseason on? But Christopher Sanchez was not a question to me. It was like the only thing I worried about a Bailey Falter type situation with him. Came out, really looked good, really impressed us. Thought, hey, maybe we found our fourth, fifth guy, our Joe Blanton. Yeah. That's maybe what I was thinking like. But that would be the only question mark I have with him. And so far, he is ice water in his veins type guy. He just goes out and he tosses the ball right down the middle and gets the strikes that he needs. And he's out. The record doesn't show because the guys weren't there to give him the run support. But 3.60 ERA and 8 Ks in one start. Can't complain.
Well, yes, we can, and we will.
Yeah,
But let's move over to Sal. Sal, the other side of the pitching problem or pitching conundrum for the Phillies has been the very inconsistent and unsteady bullpen. And it got a little bit more, I don't know if clear is the word I want to use, this yesterday where the Phillies dealt Connor Brogdon. By the way, for all you Connor Brogdon fans, the Phillies Fanatics store is taking all Connor Brogdon jerseys back. Just send it back to them in care of Pat Bernard. That's what you need to write on there.
Yeah.
And then send the jerseys back, and they will fully refund. No, I'm just joking.
Care of the Gobbler.
Care of the Gobbler. But Connor Bednard Connor Bednard. That was a hockey slip.
I had a baseball slip during the hockey postgame show last night. This time now you have the hockey slip during the baseball.
Connor Brogdon is now a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and we got Benoni Robles, a 23-year-old rookie pitcher. I mean, he's not been any higher than high A. He played for the Great Lake Loons of the Dodgers farm system last year, and imagine he's probably going to go right down to the FCL Phillies or potentially Clearwater. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit, Sal, about the bullpen and in general, and also talk to me about what the heck happened to Connor Brogdon while he was here.
I guess he was just keeping a place for him for somebody. I really don't know. I'm so shocked that they got more in a bag of balls for the guy. So I don't know who this person is that they got in return. But hey, he's left-handed, so there's a start. So I know we could use some more of that in the bullpen.
Lefties are all hard to come by.
Yeah, they are. So
As a left-hander, I can say that.
Hey, you know what? I don't know what he can do, but he can't be much worse than Brogdon, can he? The bullpen.
Well, there was no spot for him. Yeah, there was nothing going to happen for him anyway. So, like, if we got a walking machine out of the deal, it was an improvement.
Right. So the bullpens look shaky at first. I feel like roles are starting to get defined. I know there was a question for me in the beginning about whether or not Strom was a long man. That clearly isn't it anymore. He's a high leverage reliever. Cool. That's fine. Walker will probably be your long man. I'm fine with that. Keep Turnbull in the rotation. bullpen's been playing nice, especially the past couple of games, limiting teams to either no runs or a run here and there. But they're doing what they're supposed to do and helping out the team, getting those wins that seem to be hard to come by in the beginning of the season.
Now, you want to help us out with some wins here that seem to come hard in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, apparently I'm not the guy. I have been a post-game mush. Maybe doing the pregame will break the cycle.
Well, I'm not much better.
Yeah, I know. You and me right now, between Flyers and Phillies doing post-game shows since the Phillies season started, I am definitely not doing well.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to hit a couple of these comments for you guys. Darth Pooh saying the Nationals couldn't beat a Northeast JV squad. Vinny Johnson, who's in the middle? I am new to the show, but he's similar to Scott Fransky.
That's me. Matty
Are we
B.
saying by voice, by looks, or I don't know about talent, but the other two? Maybe voice.
So you really asked who was in the middle?
Yeah.
That's me. Matty B.
Matty B.
MATTYB.
Hey, Vinny, hit that subscribe button. Buddy.
Matty Bourgeois.
If you want to come meet Scott Fransky Light,
Yeah.
the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar here at 5400.
Is that a Bloody Mary? Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Dives checking in. Orion Kirkering was dominant on Friday. Realistic expectations for him when he returns to the bigs next week. I don't know about realistic, but I have expectations.
What expectation do you have? Is he a closer? Is he a setup guy? Is he
I'm
a
gonna
long
say
man?
set up to earn towards closer. Like, I got to give him some more time. He only spent, listen, unfortunately, he made a meteoric rise last year, joined the Phillies with weeks left in the season, and then went right into the postseason. Had a couple stumbles, but also did well at times in the postseason. And then we haven't been able to see much of him because of the sickness, and he had like a long, lingering virus that was dealing with, causing some aches and pains and making it hard for him to throw. So apparently, I guess he's healthy to go right now. So my expectations are let him start off as a setup man, work him towards a close.
Now, in this bullpen by committee that the Phillies like to run, is that something a pitcher like Kirkering, and what I mean like Kirkering, being that he's kind of, as you said, meteoric rise through the organization, he finds himself in the major leagues. Does a pitcher like that need more structure, more stability, or is you think it's okay to have him thrown into that? Hey, you're going to close today. You're going to set up today. You're going to middle relief today. How do you feel
I'm kind of a naturalist. I think these guys mentally, especially young guys, need to know what they're here for.
Yeah.
And you know what? You have to have that mentality for closer, and even setup guy, but especially closer.
I agree. Let me transition real quick. Sal, I know we'll get back to the comments. Keep them coming in, by the way, folks. Sal, offensively, the same old Phillies, if you ask me. The same team that walked off the field in 2023, limped right back on the field in 24, and has had their same issues, literally. And I'm going to back that up with some hardcore facts here momentarily. But talk to me about and here's a lineup real quick for those of you who are wondering today. Schwarber's going to lead off, and he is going to be the DH. Turner batting second, shortstop. Harper batting third, first. Realmuto behind the dish today, catching. Alec Bowman third. Castellanos in right. Merrifield gets the start in left. Sosa in the lineup today. He's playing second base, and Christian Pache, mercifully, is going to play for Rojas in center field. But let's talk offensively. Let's talk Kyle Schwarber, because as much as it pains me to say this, Schwarber's making a believer out of me. At least 8 games into the season, batting .242, making contact with the ball. Talk to me about Kyle Schwarber here, Sal. What's going on?
You know what? I've liked Kyle's approach this part of the season. So far, he's not, trying to swing out of his shoes with every at bat, and the guy doesn't have to. He's built like a brick brick house. I was trying to. I bleeped the wrong word out. You can't say house on. But anyway, his approach is great. He doesn't have to swing out of his shoes. The guy can hit home runs with the flick of a wrist. You saw some of the home runs. They're like line drives out of the ballpark. There's nothing wrong with that. It counts just as much as a 475-foot blast. So he doesn't have to swing out of his shoes. He could take his time. The ball will go out of the ballpark because he's got the power. Right now, it looks like he's not looking to do too much. I mean, I know that's like basic coach speak, right? But he's taking what they're giving him. He's getting these singles. These hard shots down the line. I've liked his approach a lot. Man, maybe he can bat his batting average this year. So far, it looks like it. The guy I'm worried about right now is Castellanos. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm wondering because it's so cold, he doesn't have as many buttons unbuttoned on his shirt. Maybe once we get to May and he's got like 3 or 4 buttons unbuttoned,
Let the chest hair
Yeah,
he'll
flow.
loosen up.
listen, I don't know about the chest hair, but for a guy to say that he's still getting used to the scoreboard, come on, man. How flimsy are we going right now with this?
You know,
Yeah, when I heard that post game from Tomper, I was just, I was a little like, did you say that out loud?
I mean, nobody else is complaining about the scoreboard, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
the entire league. Yeah.
Listen, Nick Castellanos is Nick Castellanos. He's going to be a streaky guy,
Mhm.
but when he's in bad habits, the bad habits shine through.
Comes into today batting a healthy 148. Let's talk about my favorite underachieving Philly over the last year and a half. And yes, please hold your ovations to a minimum here. Trey Turner comes into the game batting. I don't know how he's batting 250. I really don't. Some of his offensive problems, and he's back to kicking balls around the infield. 3 errors so far this season that he has committed. I'll go to Al. Al, at what point are we going to say Trey Turner was the wrong idea here? What moment do we say, Trey, we made a mistake and we need you to go away?
When you sit there and look, and Trey Turner cost you a series, a playoff, a championship, but he's not doing that. Maybe he's a little bit of a head case. I don't know. Maybe he's the kind of guy that gets in his own headspace. Those were mental errors he made that caused on-field errors. So I'm not worried about him. I'm more worried about Nick Castellanos, because Nick Castellanos is kind of like the Pat Burrell of this day and age. When he got cold, he was cold, and it was very hard for him to get back into it. But when he's hot, he can carry a team.
Yeah.
So that's what's nice. We have guys from 1 to 8 at least who can be dudes on dudes, as Brad Marsh said. So I think that will come. But we saw what Nick could do last year when he's hitting well. He carried this team. He kept his team afloat when they were struggling early on in the season, and even into June and July. So I'm not worried about Trey Turner. I am worried about Nick Castellanos.
All right, so let's put that to a side because I'm worried about both, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. But let's talk some team numbers through 8 games. You can say it's not much of a sample size. I say nay. I think it is. Let's talk some offensive numbers. Through 8 games, the Phillies have stolen 11 bases, which is really a really great, healthy average, over 1 a game. They've hit 9 home runs through 8 games, over 1 a game. They've struck out 71 times, Sal, through 8 games. That's close to their league. That's close to their season average of last year of 9 per game. And I'm going to stop right there, Sal, because I want to key on the strikeouts. I was told by Rob Thompson, not personally, in a dream I was told this, or maybe I wasn't. Maybe I listened to it on his end of season press conference. It was either in a dream or at the end of season press conference. I was told by Rob Thompson that the team was going to work on a better plate approach in spring training. Did he meant 2025 spring training? I mean, Sal, talk to me about, because this is literally the same type of hitting club I've seen. I saw walk off the field with their heads down against the Diamondbacks that have started 2024.
Yeah, I feel like that might have been the outline that Rob wanted for spring training, but I didn't seem like they were working on it much during spring training, and it's carried over into this season. They still seem like they were swinging for 3-run home runs on every shot, even when there's not 2 guys on base. So I don't know. I'm a little discouraged. I don't know what's going on with the approach. Some guys, and it's funny, Al, you mentioned the comp to Castellanos to Pat Burrell, because I was actually thinking that too. They're both streaky players, and it seems to me what Castellanos does differently than some of these other guys is guess a lot more. And I know guessing is a part of baseball when you're up to bat, but I feel like maybe he's not seeing the ball, seeing the spin like some of these other guys in the lineup are.
I think he doesn't want to. I think sometimes, the scoreboard's on.
That's right.
I think sometimes almost he doesn't want to see the ball. Like he's looking to get walked.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, you can tell them they're tentative at the plate.
They can't walk.
They're not there to hit. They're there to survive.
Right.
And that's what I see with Nick Castellanos at bat.
Yeah. The problem
I see almost the same problem with Johan Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys who don't want to be up there, who want to survive.
Rojas is a whole other
we'll get
issues. We'll get into.
Real quick, I want to hit a couple of these here. Billy Covington is saying hello, and always good to hear from you, Bill. Can you guys explain to me why the problems with running the bases? Now, if I could explain totally, I'd be managing a baseball team right now.
or working in some capacity.
Yeah,
for
working
baseball.
some sort of capacity. Yeah. But why Matty B? Why can't? What is the? Is it the base coach not knowing his team well enough? Is the team being uber aggressive that it's costing them? Like, where do you go with?
Listen, every player who's played for the Phillies organization for the last 15 years should know who Dusty Waffam is. I mean, he's been here for like longer than longer than Billy Penn. I mean, he's been here a minute. Listen, I don't know, but we had the same problem as you recall last year. Out the gates, we had the same issue. That I never seen so many players get picked off to start a season before in my life. Maybe it's a little bit of overcompensating. As you mentioned, you just guys talked about guessing. Maybe they're running these really aggressive hit and run plays, and they're just not getting the hit part down.
Trying to manufacture runs.
Exactly. Maybe that's what Rob Thompson worked on this spring, was being aggressive and trying to kind of cheat a little bit and anticipate what's going to happen. Maybe it's a hit and run that just goes bad. I don't know. Sal, what do you think?
Is Davey Lopes around? Is he available? Because I wouldn't mind him. He did pretty well for us as far as a base coach and helping the team when to run, when to take home, round and third. It beats me, guys. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm scared to death. I could see though what Topper's doing with this lineup. Though he's throwing, it's right-handed heavy. You got Marsh sitting out, who shouldn't be sitting out, but what the hell? I don't care. It's fine. They want to try and go for the sweep. Go for the juggler, knock Mackenzie Gore out of the game quick. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple more here. Vinny's checking back in. Just subscribe. So glad I came across this channel. I'm actually doing Uber in Fallcroft, so he might be swinging on by here to check out. So yeah, Streetlight Kitchen Bar, guys, check it out. We're here live and always our sponsor for the Fighting's final here. Yeah, he goes, if I would listen to us than talk radio, man, it must be a slow day. Couple other things.
I'd rather listen to us than talk radio.
I'd rather listen to myself too.
Yeah.
My wife,
me too.
My wife will tell you that.
Come on now.
Darth Pooch checking in saying, I'm willing to give Cassie the benefit of the doubt. He carried the team last year several times.
Let's stop there. He carried the team through a little bit of the first half when the team struggled. He disappeared in the second half, and he disappeared in the playoffs when it mattered the most.
The third game of the Diamondbacks series.
No, he disappeared after the fifth game against the Braves. He was a non-factor in the Diamondbacks.
Didn't that big game again? It was the third.
It was during a blowout.
Game 3. They blew him out.
Yeah. Listen, Castellanos, and this is I got a bee in my bonnet about this. I honestly think if I could, and I thought about this the other day, and I don't mean to steal anybody's thunder. Yes, I do. Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos. I'm kind of weighing which one I could return if I could, in terms of free agent signings, and I'm leaning towards Castellanos.
I would definitely lean towards Castellanos if I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, Cassie's almost going a couple of years with him left anyway. But listen, I'm not off on any of these guys. People keep saying to me, "This is the same team from last year. This is same team, like you just said, walked out of 2023. It is, but that team wasn't that bad. You guys act like we were a bad team and we made no moves and we were just sitting here just hoping for the best and crossing our fingers.
Right.
But that's not the case.
No, it's not.
This is a very good team.
Yes.
And when Trey Turner is good, he's damn good.
Mm-hmm.
When Nick Castellanos is good, he's damn good.
Right.
When they're all good, 1 through 8, they are really good players.
When have we had 1 through 8 being really good at the same time?
That's the question.
That's tough, though. That's baseball, guys.
That is baseball. A game where you're okay with 30.
I mean, that is baseball. I get that. But did we ever?
Year with 30%. 30% is a career year.
Shut up over there. I get what you're saying here, but you're telling me, you're sitting here going to try to tell me that 1 through 8 is having 1 through 8 kind of clicking all at the same time is an anomaly?
No, it happens, and
it does happen.
That's when you get on your 8, 9, 10 game winning streaks. I mean, that's when you have everybody clicking.
So
I think
clicking 1 through 8 doesn't necessarily necessitate consistent winning. It necessitates winning streaks.
I'm just saying, a lot of times when you're seeing these winning streaks, all the guys are clicking in the lineup. It's tough to have everybody clicking at the same time. A lot of times, maybe your top half of your lineup isn't going to do so well, but then you have your bottom half guys pick up the guys at the top.
I mean, how many guys have you seen win championships or win or go on these amazing win streaks because everybody's clicking at the same time? How many times have you said teams are good because they're hot at the right moment, at the right time? And that's what you're aiming for. That's what it's like. It's like trying to shoot a giant gun. You got to steady it and hope that you can aim it and hit your target. And that's what Tomper and the Phillies are doing with this. You got a star-laden lineup in front of you, and they can do it. Like, that's my thing is this team did not need a big splash, and they still made splashes. Now, granted, it was a rerun in Aaron Nola, but it was one of the biggest pitchers available. That's a splash. Zach Wheeler, we got him locked in. That's a splash. This team didn't need to go out and sign a big-time left fielder or something like that. What this team needed was just to have and like the Whit Merrifield. Again, I know he's not, turning too many heads just yet, but I think in the long run he's going to be a great addition. You don't have to hit. We complain about the Phillies swinging for the fences. Yet all we talk about is the management to swing for the fences when you already have home runs just throughout your lineup.
Okay, no, and let's explore that for a second, because I agree. Whit Merrifield is a prototypical October signing. He is the guy that I would rather have my season resting in his bat, other than say Jake Cave, like we had last year. Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
It's a bench upgrade up the wazoo. I'll give you that. But Al, you've seen how you want to be Mr. like rah rah rah. I'm going to give you this one. How can you tell me that a team so star laden is yet so ineffective at driving runners in scoring position? Phillies entering today are 14 for 62 with runners in scoring position. They're batting a healthy 225. They have left on base 54 runners for over almost 7 a game through 8 games. Where is the star power there, Al?
It's 8 games. Like, seriously, this.
No, I get you.
No, hold on. This is like getting upset about game 1, quarter 1 of the Eagles season.
Is it going to make me go back to 2023?
Go back. Scroll back. Hey, get your spreadsheet.
I'll get my spreadsheet up.
Spreadsheets over here. I'm surprised it's not on a napkin. No, but this team. Listen, it is a. We are talking about, like, listen. Do you guys think we're making the playoffs this year?
Yes.
8 games into the season. Like, is it a bold?
No, are you?
Is it a bold prediction right now?
No.
Then it's a good team. Am I wrong?
Is it a world champion?
Do we have the right pieces to be world champion? Yes.
So you said we were missing something out of the bullpen at our preview show.
We are.
So what is it? Yes or we are?
We'll get it. You can get bullpen help easily during the season.
Let me ask you a question.
Easily.
8 games in the season last year, were the Diamondbacks a World Series contending team?
No.
Were the Diamondbacks a World Series contending team July of last year?
Were the Diamondbacks in the World Series in 2022?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
that's my point.
okay.
The expectation level is through the roof here.
Yeah.
Not for the Diamondbacks.
We all know how hitting expectations are difficult. That should be the theme of this Philly season right now. Stop with the expectations. Stop with the outlandish expectations.
Is it an outlandish expectation to expect a team that went to the World Series in 2022 and then came within 1 game of going back to the World Series in 2023 to win a World Series in 2024? No one's saying I'm upset. I am just trending in being upset, just like the Phillies are trending.
You're preparing
reporting
to be upset.
Hashtag upset.
So last year, just real quick.
Hashtag get a dog, right?
Just real quick. The Phillies were 358 for 1,346 with runners in scoring position. That was through 162 regular season games. They batted .214 in the postseason with runners in scoring position through 18 games. Again, you don't got to slap me in the face 30 times to tell me this ain't a trend.
I agree with you. And these are trends that this team has. I agree with you, but these are trends that they can work around.
But yeah, I agree with Matt, though, that they need to break through this awful trend that they've been having.
But they're going to have these trends. It's minimizing the trends.
Sure.
That's the key thing. Mm-hmm. In baseball, it's minimizing. I just said a career year is 30%, somewhere between 30 and 40%. That's a career year for a lot of people. That's baseball in a nutshell. Round ball, round bat.
It's a game of failure.
It is a game of failure. It's the only game where expectation. If a basketball player went out and made 30% of their free throws, they would be benched. If Tortorella's guys,
Ben Simmons wasn't.
Well, this is true.
Come on, man.
This is true. That's a different story. But I'm just saying, like, if Tortorella's guys playing at 30%, they're getting benched. C or no C. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a quarterback's hitting 30% of their passes, Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Wentz wasn't benched.
Yes,
Oh, yes,
he was
My
fired.
bad,
He was benched and never let back. So
Fired
yeah.
from multiple teams, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the key thing. Let's hit a couple more of these comments real quick, guys. Real quick, remind you that we are here at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 5400 Ferne Blvd. I know some of you said you're going to be stopping by. I already saw it on the screen, so hopefully you'll see some more. Great food. We'll talk about that. There's specials just for us, guys. Not us, meaning us, but when we're here for you guys. Great $12 bites, loaded fries and nachos, battered onion rings, burger sliders, pizza. By the way, I heard the smash burger is amazing here. You got to check it out. Inside source. Cheesesteak, egg rolls, buffalo shrimp, wings, spinach, artichoke dip, quesadillas, chicken, beef, cheese, whatever, you name it, they got it. They got it. You got to come on down. Great deals, great prices, great drinks, great staff, great location right here at 5400 Ferne Boulevard, Drexel Hill at the Holiday Inn and Suites in the Drexel Brook Event Center. So come on down. So hitting up these comments real quick. Marsh Marsh willing to take the platoon job from Rojas. Marsh looks like $1 million compared to it. I know we're going to talk about the Rojas thing, but yeah, I think Marsh deserves the time. I really 100% believe he does. They all disappear in the playoffs. Point at just him, and you're the problem.
Well, I'm the problem? Like, maybe.
Well, we've been trying to say that for years. But I guess what he's saying is it wasn't just Nick Castellanos or it wasn't just Trey Turner in 6 and 7.
Yeah, it's collective.
I told you what happened. I blame it was not just collective. It was collective from manager down.
Yeah.
That they did not flex. They did not say stop swinging for the fences. It was very easy. The Diamondbacks took a look at him. I am not going to let him hit. I'm not going to let Schwarber hit. I'm not going to let Bryce Harper hit. I'll let him get on base all day, but I'm not going to let him hit it over the fence.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is swinging for the fences. They're trying to win games in one swing. That's what I think that we're going through right now. I mean, look at even Kyle Schwarber. He's trimmed down a little bit. He's got a bunch of singles. He's got a good batting average. I know it's only 8 games into it, but this is what we want from the whole team collectively. But look at when they're struggling. You got Nick Castellanos, like the bat's about to fly out of his hand and hit some old lady in the front row.
How's it got to be an old lady?
Because my man can't see the batting eye. The batting eye is a distraction. The scoreboard's a distraction. You can't hit and run because when the guy's going across, streaking across with the red, that bothers him. So.
Who's got the worst vision problems, Nick Castellanos or Sam Urson?
Maybe they go to the same doctor.
Maybe they have the same eye doctor.
And I said that, not busting Nick's balls the other night when I was on with Mike. I said, maybe Nick's got to go see an eye doctor because he's the only one complaining about the scoreboard. I don't know I think the scoreboard looks great. I don't know.
It's amazing.
I think what he's trying to say is because remember before, the scoreboard was padded up to a certain point and then it had like that meshing over it so you could still see through it. So I'm guessing the meshing goes all the way down and that's his excuse. It's not a good excuse.
I thought he the way it looked, it came his depth perception changed.
Let's do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Backs to it.
Well, no, he spent a lot of time looking at it as he's chasing balls.
Oh, is it distracting?
Yes,
is
maybe
ADHD kicking in or something?
Listen,
I'm
losing the
know. I guess he's saying, did they trade Nick this offseason? I guess he wants to know, do they trade Nick this offseason? If Nick doesn't have a good season and somebody's willing to take him and take on his pay,
trade him.
I believe they would. Like if they feel like he's a problem there, because last year, I mean, one of the big knocks on Nick Castellanos coming in was his defense, right? And up until this year, it's been not a problem at all. He's played very well out there. Hence why we were okay with Bryce Harper playing first base, but it has not been that way so far. And maybe because, he's just that's why I think it's a mental thing with him. Because it's not just at the plate, it's in the field. It's different decisions on the base paths. He's having one giant brain fart. Like just one 8-game so far 8-game long brain fart.
Is he the best option we have for right field right now?
Yes.
So
Brandon
Marsh isn't technically a starter, right?
Yeah. That's my question. Are you saying defensively or altogether?
What is the probability, or is it even something they would entertain sitting him?
Not right yet. Not yet. Not 8 games in.
Mm-mm.
No. Because then you should have set Bryce Harper a couple games ago.
I have an idea. Bat Castellanos 8th and Marsh higher up in the lineup. Maybe that's a good start.
Maybe that'll take a little mental pressure off them. I don't know.
All right, so I want to talk about the other outfielder that seems to be a conundrum around here, and that's one Johan Rojas, who I believe I'm team.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that.
I'm team Rojas.
Darth Pooh is saying if you get Trout for Cassie and Rojas in a heartbeat, I'm like
Trout.
Yeah, they want to bring Trout in.
Okay, well, yeah, if we can get, can we send Logan a Hoppy back too while we're at it?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna get Trout, and
so no, you're saying your team Rojas?
I'm saying I'm Team Rojas, and I'm going to explain myself
I
here
am
in a
Team
second.
Rojas as well, but I'm going to hear why.
The reason why I am going to tell you that I am team for a guy that's 1 for 22 with a 0.45 batting average, who I don't think has hit the ball outside the infield all season. Has he? Has anybody?
If it was, it was barely.
Yeah. So
If it was barely.
the reason why I am
By
Team
accident, by the way.
Castellanos is because of the defense, the glove, the defense, and the speed. Because I watched it last Sunday unfold in front of me why he's so valuable, and that was beating out that double play against the Braves that led to that big run inning that was the game-winning inning for the Phillies.
Winning inning.
So I'm not willing to take that out of my lineup. There's 1,001 ways you can get on base. I don't need him to hit the ball out of the infield. I just need him to hit the ball on the ground and go.
I just need to get him on base.
Right. I don't
He's the
care
guy
how it
just
is.
get on base. If he walks, if he bunts.
Hit by a pitch.
Yeah,
It bunts.
yeah. So start
If
showing
all
on
he
base.
does is advance his runners, I'd be cool with that too. Sack flies, I'm cool with that. you
Listen,
know?
the dumb mental mistake getting caught
Yeah.
in the last time when he subbed for Schwarber, that's youth,
Yes.
and they should have him on a little bit of a tighter leash if that wasn't the case.
But now the question I have for both of you, with all that being said, can we as a Major League Baseball team, or can the Phillies as a Major League Baseball team afford to keep a player who cannot hit the ball out of the infield on the active roster? And is it doing that player any good? Or is the team thinking too much of themselves? Or should it be for the best of the player and maybe send him down if things do not improve by, say, end of May? So
Agree with agree with the middle to end of May timeline for Rojas. If he's not hitting his age at his in batting average by that point,
So 0.19.
we talk about Schwarber hitting his weight.
190 or 200 or whatever.
Right.
It is.
And I said this before with you guys too. If Rojas in a 9-hole can hit 228, 229, that's league average for a 9-hole hitter. He's probably not going to hit that, but if he hit 200, you would take that with the elite defense and
I take Kyle Schwarber 196. I would take that.
So yes, if you have to stagger his starts a little bit more allow him,
shouldn't he play though?
He should
for now. And
but if you're going to sit him, should he not? If you're going to sit him for whatever reason at this level that you're sitting him for,
so
more than likely he'd be playing every day down in AAA.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, he never played AAA. He went right from AA to the majors. He never even. I don't think he knows where Allentown, Pennsylvania is.
Rojas, yeah.
But
So what do we have here?
in defense of the minor leagues, AA has the higher end talent. A lot of the AAA guys are lifers, quad A players. The AA guys where you get your elite prospects. So him skipping a level, I'm fine with that. But that's a good excuse if you need to send him down. Hey, he never played AAA. We're going to send him down, build his confidence up, let him play every day, because he's not going to be able to play every day up here, batting 0.54, 0.23, whatever his age is, and all that. So I think that could work. And if he can't hit in AAA, then he's not coming back up.
Yeah.
But I think you got to give him.
He can hit. I'm telling you, it's mental.
You cite the 300 that he had when he first burst onto the scene before anybody knew anything about him. He found his way.
The only thing we have was last season.
But once they figured him out, obviously in the postseason.
Okay.
And they figured him out so
far. Did they figure him out, or did he just turtle?
Well, what's the excuse this year? What's the problem at the start of the season?
It could be pressure on a young guy to come out swinging. I mean, again, the expectations thing. Maybe people set their expectation level.
He's batting 0.46.
Listen, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Is it 0.46
But
now?
if that's the way we would be going through baseball players like people go through underwear. You'd just be getting rid of it every day. New player every day. Like my thing is, the guy is young. His defense is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
he has the ability to hit.
His blazing speed
and on base speed is amazing. It's the stupid mistakes you make as a youngster. The guy literally came up in July, played sometimes 5 or more days in between games, and still batted at 300, over 300. So yeah, he got to the playoffs, and the moment was too much for a guy, and that's a lot to ask. If he was able to do that, he'd be like Bryce Harper-esque type player, a young guy coming up who can. The moment's never too big for him. The moment's too big for most people. So to expect that not to happen was a lot on the Phillies. They were hoping it would be minimized, that maybe he would hit like 150, 200, something like that, or not 150, like 200, 250, 200-ish around, but his defense would make the difference. And they're hoping that if he keeps doing well out in the field, that it will start to translate on base. But if he can't figure some things out, send him back down and let him work it out.
Yeah.
Can he bunt? Because I mean, bunting is a lost art in the majors.
Apparently, Darth Pooh thinks that. I guess he's saying the guy on the left. I'm guessing that's you based on the screen. You have a little Larry Anderson in your voice. Does Larry know that?
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. You do. So Scott Fransky, Larry Anderson.
There we go. We got the
Man,
team
we got
right
the
here.
radio broadcast.
And then what am I, Murph?
Wheels, Mr. Spring Training.
Yeah, okay, Wheels. There you go. Good
all
friend too.
That leads me to the heart and soul of the Philadelphia Phillies, and that is one Mr. Bryce Harper. Aside from the mega 3 home run game this week, where he bashed 2 solo shots and a grand slam, I believe was the what was the numbers there?
Yes.
How, and I'll go with Al because Al's better. I'm gonna go with Al.
Al comes before Sal.
Yes, Al comes
before everybody else. Alphabetically, I come first.
Through 7 games, because he's only played 7 games. I can't give him the 8-game curve because he only played 7.
Yes.
We had some issues with Bryce Harper, some questions about Bryce Harper and the health of his back. It seems like since he took that spill into the photographer well, everything seems to be fine.
maybe it was an embarrassing moment for him, and like he was like, "Oh, can't have that happen again. I gotta make up for it, make everybody stop talking about it. I'm gonna go hit 3 home runs and a grand slam in the process."
Is it par for Bryce Harper right now? Is there anything that's
Bryce Harper
you about
usually
Bryce
has
Harper,
a good start to the season. Usually does. So didn't come out as good against the Braves. Not many people did on this team, even pitching wise. Opening it up against the Reds, and again, we've seen Bryce Harper go through streaks. And the guy's kind of out of sync. If you think about it, this is the first time he's played in baseball in April in a couple of years. So I'm not worried about Bryce Harper. He's the least of my worries.
Sal, different question, same question, different player. JT Realmuto, 9 for 27 to start the season.
Best catcher in baseball.
Yeah, whatever. So he's
best catcher in baseball. Prove me wrong.
I'm about to pull up the other one's stats here in a second. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
Gone down a couple guys already.
Okay, also he's given up 5 stolen bases in one game earlier in the week. I don't know if you remember that.
One game.
I've never seen the BCIB give up 5 stolen bases in one game.
So at the end of the season, if you're looking at the stat line and he has 7 bases stolen against him, are you going to be like, well, 5 of them came in one game?
Absolutely. If I look up at the end of the season, he's only had 7 runners steal against him, I will sit here and I retract everything I said.
Don't you teach?
I teach, yes.
It's like everybody doesn't get 97 or above. You start hitting them with the roller.
It's 100 or above.
Okay.
100 or above.
If it's not 101, you're out of here.
Sal, JT Realmuto, he's been hitting the ball pretty decently. He had that one blip. I'll give him that. He is really a really, 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 really good catcher. What's your opinion of JT 8 games into the season?
Stud, complete player. He is a leader on the team. He leads that pitching staff well. Man, what he did yesterday, I saw a stat. My man is great on defense. He might be now. I think Adley Rutschman is the best overall catcher in baseball, but defensively, I think we could say if Realmuto's not 1, he's 2 or 3.
Listen, if he's top 5,
for sure.
I mean, listen, I want to see any. There's probably only a couple catchers with a better batting average than him.
I'm about to give you one right now.
I was going to I'll drop
Logan
this.
O'Hoppe.
Go ahead, Sal.
So I was just going to drop this nugget yesterday. So I was watching post game Ben Davis, Ricky Bowe, and what they were saying, I was impressed by it. The pop up time for a catcher in the crouch position to get up and throw to second in Major League average is 2 seconds, which is incredible in itself if you think about how hard it is to pop up from a crouch and then throw and make it to second in 2 seconds. Realmuto, 1.7. I mean, that is bonkers.
No, I 100% on board with that. I think he's a top 5, top 7 catcher. Logan O'Hoppe, by the way, is 10 for 24. A homer, 6 RBIs, and he's batting .417.
Okay.
He's going to bat 400 all year.
Who's he playing
he stays
for?
healthy. What's that?
Who's he play for?
The Angels.
Yeah.
He used to play for the Phillies.
I know. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He was in the farm system.
That's still affiliation.
Yeah.
He was
Tom Middleton signed his checks. I don't know.
Listen, JT Realmuto is better than Logan O'Hoppe. I'll take him 10 times out of 10 times.
Today in baseball.
Darth Boo is saying expectations and $2.99 get you a coffee at Dunkin'. Matty B wants to be Debbie Downers with him.
No, I want to be real, man.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, there you go. That's settled. Never heard that song before, but yes, I want to be real.
Vinny, I think you're in the wrong place. We're here at the Streetlight Kitchen Bar in Drexel Hill. Drexel Hill at the Holiday Inn and Suites, 5400 Ferne Boulevard. Come on down.
Is Lou Turks next week? Or?
There's always that possibility. That might be the golf trip, if you know what I mean. Rojas is a fraud, angry ant, getting angry and fast.
And I'm the downer.
I know. Well, he's angry. His name is Angry Ant. It's kind of in the name.
Well, listen, to be a fraud, you have to have been something before a fraud, right? What was Rojas before he was a fraud?
He was nothing.
He was a prospect.
He was a prospect. There's no fraud here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Johnny Watson, Sale. That's him. Vinny will be here in 10 minutes. He said, all right, Vinny, let's see it. Rojas is Matisse Thybulle. That is not a good comp.
No.
And that's Marshawn. It makes me laugh, but that's not a good comp. He's
No,
not
it's not.
Matisse Thybulle. I mean, he can't be a letdown yet. How many times have guys like they get years to get to be worked on and in time to come up here, and we're already like, God, man. I mean, if we got the same expectations in our marriages and relationships,
Yes.
we'd all be single, living in the same apartment together with lots of alimony.
Oh, you guys,
Lots of
you guys didn't
alimony.
answer my question about Rojas. Can he bunt? Now, I know that's a lost art in the majors, and a lot of guys can't bunt anymore, but if that's something he can't do, he should learn how to do it because he can utilize his speed. I mean, I wouldn't hate the guy if he tried to attempt to bunt for a base hit once a game. I have no problem with that.
No, I can't imagine that. That's got to be on the table. I mean, that has to be on the table.
What?
Rojas bunting.
Bunting
It
for
has to
hits.
be. It's just
Something wrong with it.
It's something he's
Yeah,
working
it's
on. I don't know if he's there yet.
It's the smallest of
You know,
small
Angry
balls.
Ant's not a Phillies fan, so he comes here. Bryce Harper's a choker and is going to break Ryan
Oh.
Howard's record for first baseman striking out. All right, man. All right, man.
Some people just want to talk to be heard. You know.
Oh, yeah. Matty is Megatron.
No.
Here we come. Here comes Marshawn. Let's see. Did the Phillies lose 2 in a row or win 2 in a row? A guy named Fred Burns wants to know.
Yeah, well, I'll discuss the Freddie Burns thing. Is it Freddie or Fred?
It's Fred.
Fred Burns.
Freddie.
All right.
It goes either way.
Okay.
Frederick.
So the Phillies just win 2 in a row, absolutely. But Fred, I don't know if you can hear me out there in internet land,
Internet land.
but
Your mic is on, so they should hear you.
how did the Phillies do against the Braves and the Reds? I'm waiting for a response, Fred.
The Braves and the Reds?
Yeah,
Not
how'd
well.
they do?
Not well. They only won 2 games.
How'd they do?
I mean, that's a good. I mean, if you think about it,
Still reliving in the past? I mean, my own. Wow.
listen. If you're going to look at things in nutshells like that, baseball is a sliding scale. You could slide it to make the scale look good, and you could also slide it to make it look bad.
Mhm.
Okay, because like right now, you just did that with JT, right?
How did I slide it to make him look?
All right, so you said he had five guys stolen in one game,
Yes.
right? And I said to you, well, you can look back at the end of the season and say he had 10 guys stealing him all season long, and you'd be happy with that.
That's glass half empty, glass half full.
No, it's not a half empty, half full. My point is, it's you could slide and manipulate the stats to make things look better or worse than they are. Yeah, it's an 8-game review. It's like people. Like, do you know what we're doing right now? It's almost like people like are dating for 2 weeks and have their 2-week anniversary. That's like people getting upset right now? I don't think I'm going to marry
It's
this
the good,
one.
bad, and ugly.
I don't think this is good. I don't think we're going to marry this one.
Or social media official.
Yeah, like so. Let's see. Marshawn say Matty B slides the scale to look bad. Marshawn is coming at you hard. I love it.
Nah, it's all good. He's one of those Phil Stifle guys.
Somebody explain what's up with the Marlins. It's the Marlins. Like were we
Yeah.
expecting much? I mean, I know they had a little bit of a talk about fraud team. They made the playoffs, came up against us, and talked all this game and just could not handle.
29 games in for them. I mean, they're definitely going to turn it around.
Listen, you go on a 20-game losing streak.
Absolutely.
still
Well, a
make the
20, I
playoffs.
don't know, man. That'd be
Yeah.
rough.
You can, but you have to go on a 30-game win
Yeah,
streak.
that'd be tough.
So wait, are they 0-9 or 0-8?
They're 0-9, you said,
Right.
right?
So Matt, going back to a previous point, do you think that batting average, or do you think that lineup 1 through 8 is clicking right now for the Marlins?
I don't know. What's the team ERA? I mean, there could be all kinds of other things going on right now. But you know what? Freddie Burns is right. It is a pregame show. Let's kind of turn our attentions to today down there in Virginia. The Phillies and Nationals. Phillies going for the sweep. As I mentioned, Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals and Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies. Al, How important is the Phillies winning this game for their own mental health and, not more importantly, my mental health and our mental health as fans?
Oh, if you look at our mental health is very important because we are mentally sad people who need, as you can tell from listening to this post game show, we need all the help
Pre-game.
we can get.
Therapy
Pre-game,
sessions,
pre-game.
guys.
The Fightings finals is, but no, it's not important at all for anything about standings. It's not important at all. But yes, getting your first series sweep would be nice. Getting you already have your series win makes it even nicer. And it starts to kind of get that chokehold. Like it gives you that dominant force that the Phillies can be, and we know they can be, and this can be the catalyst into that moment. But is it like do or die or anything of any like worse, like any importance like that? No, we're 8 games into the season.
All right, so
With this one,
Mackenzie Gore brings a 5.06 ERA to bear against Christopher Sanchez today. And based on what we've discussed in nauseum throughout this pre-game season in review post-game show, the Phillies should theoretically be all over Mackenzie Gore like a cheap suit today. What are you looking to see from this Phillies lineup in order to make my dreams come true?
I don't know if we can make your dreams come true there, Matty V. I don't know. But what the Phillies and what they're trying to do today, they obviously are trying to win the game. They're stacking right-handed bats against the Gore. They're going to try and knock them out early, put the kill shot on the Nationals. They're trying to go for the sweep. But again, they don't need to win today, but we want to see it. We'd like to see it and have a 3-game winning streak going on. Would be nice for a change.
I agree. Al, Philly player to watch today for you. Who are you keeping an eye on? Who do you think needs to be that man today or that guy today for the Phillies to win?
Listen, you can pick anybody and they can be that guy. But the guy I'm going to be watching, just so I can rub it into your face in the post-game show, is JT Realmuto, and see if he continues on the tear that he's currently on.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Hey, you know what I was going to say? If this could be a get-right game for Castellanos. I mean, if he can't, maybe he can hit 2 home runs today.
8 games in, and we got get-right.
He can unbutton a couple of buttons on that shirt, on that jersey. So,
speaking of, and this was asked earlier, and Vinny Johnson's bringing it up. Vinny wants to know, what do we think about the new jerseys? I didn't hear your guys.
I was going to say something about that. All right, let me be the first. We talked about it. You guys talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're god awful. They're hideous. I think the color scheme. I understand it's this. I thought the city colors were more of a baby blue.
They are.
And
they got like
deeper
blue.
yellow.
Yeah.
Than what we got
bright yellow,
on.
baby blue color. Yeah.
It's not teal, right? And that's what these things are.
These are they're kind of shades of
teal.
blue. They start with a dark blue and kind of trend down. Yeah.
And what's even worse for me is the lettering in the front. Why does it look like?
It looks like something at the mall that somebody some kiosk in the middle made for me. Like, do you know when you see people wearing when they tourist? I call it. That looks like a tourist jersey. Like somebody goes to New York and they get the thing that says "I love NY" or something like that. That's what those jerseys look like to me. And whoever did the marketing on those jerseys didn't do a good job.
Sal?
I'm getting like World War II evil empire vibes from that font. I mean, it's a little scary looking to me. I don't like the color. I don't like the font. The hat's okay.
The hat's okay.
I like
I think the hat's pretty tight.
Yeah, you won't catch me wearing that crap.
Let me ask you guys this then.
Close
out of
quarters.
all Retro City Connect, alternate, primary, what is the best team MLB jerseys you've ever seen in your life?
Like any team?
Yeah, any team.
I like those. We talked about earlier. Those Rockies alternative jerseys they have. They're pretty cool. I don't sport other jerseys. I'm that guy. If like a big time superstar player, Ken Griffey Jr. sign a jersey, I wouldn't wear it. I just hang it up. But that's. It's hard to say, but when they did rock those black on black jerseys, I know the whole MLB did. I like those ones. Like I would have rather seen them. Sometimes less is more.
I agree. Sal?
I don't know much for the other teams' jerseys, but I'm an old fashioned. I love the old maroon pinstripes with the maroon P.
Wait a minute, maroon with the maroon with just the white stripes.
Was it the white stripe?
The one on the lights on the sides, but it's all more maroon.
They had a maroon top with then maroon pinstripe pants, right?
Yes.
Okay, that was cool, and I like the powder blues, which you guys said were ugly, but I like them, the old school ones.
I like the powder blue ones. Those are my favorite go-to.
And they were like zip-up jerseys. I think they were like zip-ups.
Yeah, well, I have a red
Schmidt jersey
I
like
have the
that.
red one with the white zipper on it. Darth Boo say Sal equals Larry Anderson plus beard is epic.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
So mine,
You don't have a beard.
1983 San Diego Padre road jersey. The brown shirt with Padres written across it.
Okay,
that is my favorite.
You got to bring it up for me though. I know
It was brown and yellow.
Okay,
It looked like mustard.
I'm thinking like Tony Gwynn was like short, real
Yeah,
short.
You know what I'm talking about.
The V.
I got the jersey.
The V-neck.
That is my favorite one.
Okay.
Or the 1982 Pittsburgh Pirate Road uniform. The yellow top and the black pants.
Okay, it's not the jailbird uniform that
No, not that one.
Vinny wants to know, are we near Sophisticates? You're right next door. Come on down. You'll see this big white building. It's an event center, and pull down the driveway. You see the Holiday Inn. Come to the front door of the Holiday Inn. We're in the bar there, so come check it out. Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, to be exact, at 5400 Ferne Boulevard, Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Hill Event Center. Real quick, I want to give you guys a lineup again for those who are just joining us. Kyle Schwarber leads off as DH. We have Turner at shortstop, Harper at first base, Realmuto catcher, best catcher in baseball. Boom, third base, Nick Castellanos in right field, Merrifield in left field, and Sosa in second base, and Christian Pache.
Yep.
Christian Pache. So you have to say it like Pache.
Yeah, Pache.
That's right.
The Nationals lineup, I'll give you that.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Young leading off in center field. Winker is going to play left. Thomas batting in right field, batting third. Joey Gallo is going to play first base and clean up for them. Jose Meneses DHing. Adams catching, not to be best catcher in baseball. Vargas shortstop. Lipscomb is third baseman, and Garcia is your second baseman. And Mackenzie Gore bringing a 5.06 ERA and 0-0 to bear against Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the matchups, the lineups, they favor the Phillies. As long as the Phillies don't look past this game, this is a very winnable game for this team.
Gentlemen, I want to hear your bowl predictions for today. I want to hear your bowl predictions for this game, outcome, stat, something that wonky might happen. I'm going to start with Sal.
I'm going to go Nick Castellanos 2 home runs today against Mackenzie Gore. He's going to get it going. And, Rojas bunts for two bunt base hits today by Rojas ain't playing. Forget it. Pinch hit, bunt hit by Rojas.
Pinch hit, game-winning bunt.
There you go.
Rojas takes a ball off the head. It goes errantly into the dugout there.
Al?
It's not going to be a crazy one, but JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto will have be the star of this game today. Three RBIs, I'm calling it.
And I'm going to say Christopher Sanchez pitches a no-hitter.
No-hitter.
No-hitter. It's going to be a pitcher's duel today.
All right. Pitcher's duel. You're going with the duel?
Pitcher's duel.
All right. I like it. Oh, Mike's calling it right now. 6-2 Phillies.
6-2 Phillies from EOP's Mike Laurel. EOP's Freddie Burns.
What's your call?
He's going to go with Sal with Nick Castellanos hitting 2 home runs.
It must be the beard.
It must be the beard.
Fear of the beard.
Fear of the beard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is pretty much going to wrap us up. Make sure that you do not go. Well, you can go somewhere for the next 3 hours, but you're right back here at 4 o'clock.
We'll come back and talk to you about it.
Yeah, you need to come here. And watch
Streetlight Kitchen Bar, 5400 Ferne Boulevard. We're going to be hanging out here.
Yep.
We got our sheets ready. We're ready to get our notes ready. We're going to come back with plenty of thoughts about this game. Hopefully, the sweep will be in full effect.
All right, enjoy the game, everybody.
See you.